What's up, guys? Welcome to the NC podcast. Obviously, Lewis and JC here. So,
Hello.
just a little description of what this podcast is going to be. What we're actually going to do is discuss all parts of gaming, not just trophies and platinums and what the channel is known for, but PS Extra games, PS Essential games, Premium. We can discuss different hot topics and talking points within the gaming world, different things like that. Bring on guests from the community, Patreons, etc. Anyone from our Discord. So if you do want to pop on as well, feel free to jump into the Discord, have a chat with us. You can either let us know about talking points or jump on the podcast itself.
Especially for members and patrons as well.
Yes, which you can obviously join with the banner below, NC Collective, you can join. So the first thing we want to talk about, though, in our new podcast is all the PS Essential games that are here this month, which is, I'll list them now. We have EA Sports FC 24, which I don't think anyone in our community is really going to be bothered about. And I think they're only putting it on because it's towards the back end of the season for football. So the price is, people aren't buying it anymore. It's just another way to get people on for microtransactions, is what I suspect. Before the next game comes out anyway. It's a sports game. We have Ghost Runner 2, which I've not still played the first one. Everyone has claimed it's really good. Yeah, you haven't either. No. A lot of people have in the Discord and have said to play it, but it's too fast paced for my eyes. I think I'd struggle.
We're too old for that now.
Too old. Tunic, which you have just played.
Yeah, I'm a few minutes done of the edit out of about 15 minutes or so. So that's what it was. Good fun.
How have you found it so far?
Great, honestly. It's it's almost sad that I'm making a video on it, so I couldn't kind of explore for myself as much. But really great game. It definitely deserved all the hype, and I think it won awards or something. But yeah, it's awesome.
That's a pretty cool one to bring to, for free then for everyone. That's not a bad one. And then and the last one is Lightfall. So it's Destiny 2 Lightfall. It's Lightfall DLC. That's what I imagine. Because otherwise, why would you put Lightfall? I don't play Destiny. Never played Destiny. I know you've played it.
It's good. Very good.
Yeah, I think they screwed themselves with making it a free-to-play game initially, because they had a lot of layoffs not too long ago.
I think what might have messed them up is, when I played, at least, it was a few years ago, but you couldn't just queue for raids and dungeons. You had to find people like online or whatever. So if you got anxiety or something, you're just not going to play anymore. Unless you have a bunch of friends to play with. It's that's just terrible these days. You should be able to queue with randoms. But yeah,
have they still not added that?
They might have done now, to be honest, but I mean that's the reason I stopped. So and the reason that Martin stopped playing. So yeah.
Okay. So
there's two people gone. So I'm sure many others had the same issue.
Yeah, well, absolutely. As soon as you feel like, the game's not as good as I thought, it's boring, or there's not something.
Well, I did all the content I could. The next content was like grinding raids, like in any MMO. Like obviously we were avid WoW players. It's just like that, but a first-person shooter. It was a lot of fun, but then not being able to do the content because you're not willing to meet up or like talk to people and that you don't know, talk to strangers, is really bad, and it blocks off loads of people.
I get you.
Yeah.
So those are the PS Essential games that are coming this month in May. But I think what's more of a hot talking point at the moment is all the games leaving Extra. So there's some games coming on Extra. So it's not all bad, but the coming in list is not even close to the going out.
I think there's only 3 games.
Yeah, there is. It's so we've got Animal Well, which comes out as we're recording today, the 9th of May.
I'm excited for that.
So what is Animal Well? I've not heard of it.
I believe it's like a Metroidvania, so a bit like Hollow Knight, for example. I think is a good modern one to compare it to. But I don't think it's. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not sure it's very combat based or anything like that. I think it's more of an exploration game. But I saw some bits and pieces a very long time ago on it, and it just looks really nice, especially coming from a game development background, like in COVID, making little games like this. It's really nostalgic. If you like your indie games, it's I think it's going to be a really good one.
I get you.
And I think it's going to be an easy platinum as well for everyone that wants that, because it's free now. It's released on PS Extra. So
I've just found this for Animal
Oh
Well.
wow! Look at that Metascore.
Yeah, it's a Metacritic must play. 91 rated, ridiculously good reviews, which should show
insane.
everyone why to play it.
Okay, that's great. I'm gonna probably play that tonight.
Yeah, exactly that. That's pretty insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the first game. So that's the first one coming onto Extra. So that's a good start. The second one is Watch Dogs. The first Watch Dogs. So it's taking a very long time for that to become free. You could probably buy it for about £5 on a hard copy with a collector's edition these days. So it's a good game. It's a bit janky. It was their first go at that series. It's much better in my opinion than Legion, as someone that's played all of them. But it doesn't even come close to how good the second one is. I think
I haven't really played any of them. They
should have released all three onto Extra, unless I'm missing something and Legion and 2 are already on there. But
there's the I'm having a look now. There's the Ubisoft Classics section. Let me have a look for Watch Dogs. Yeah, Legion's on there.
Legion's on there. Okay, so they have the first one and the third one on there. If 2's on there, then that's great. They've got the series. But I don't know, but it's not very impressive as to add that one now. I mean, most people have already probably played it, got it, or binned it by now. I don't think it's a great game to come on to Extra when there's only 3. Animal Well seems like it's top tier, so that's a good one. And the third game,
I'm really excited for that now.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. The third game is The Settlers: New Allies, which is another Ubisoft game, and it's a city building game. So again, not really seen much of this. I'll quickly share what I'm also looking at. So
it's not really a games like that are more intended for PC as well. I mean, obviously people can enjoy it still, but it's not the same.
I think so. It looks kind of what's the game you platinumed with what we were playing together?
Oh, the Viking, the Midgard one or whatever.
Tales of Midgard? Is it Tales?
Tribes of
Midgard. Tribes of Midgard. It looks similar to that kind of thing. That kind of vibe.
I thought that's quite cool.
Yeah, so it's that kind of, you create a settlement,
it looks
get attacked,
pretty.
You raid. It looks very good. Graphically, it looks really nice. Again, Ubisoft game, so there's probably microtransactions. That'll be the story of it.
I mean, of course there is. People buy them.
Yeah, exactly that. So those are the 3 games coming to Extra. What would you rate those 3 games?
I don't know anything about Settlers really, but I'd put it in a class of its own. I think if you like that sort of game, I think that's really solid, because there's less of those games than there are shooters and stuff like that. Watch Dogs, I think it's good to just have it there. It's an Ubisoft game. I think it is good to just have as an option. I think they should have maybe be adding the second one as well, because that is, I think, that less a lot of people's favorite. Yeah, because Legion just didn't.
Objectively, it's the best game as well.
Yeah, they just didn't. They went a bit too weird with Legion. I think it's a good idea, but nah.
It was a good idea. I just don't. When you play Legion, you'd be like someone with a Russian name, and they'd have a British Cockney accent, and you'd have someone with like a British name, and you'd have like a Russian accent. It just didn't kind of make sense, and it would be like an old granny with a male voice.
Generated.
It was just randomly generated. So it wasn't refined. It was just randomized, too random at times.
Yeah, I feel like they just didn't care about the game anymore.
Yeah, and not having a protagonist was the idea of the game, but that actually hurt the game. So when they released the Aiden Pierce DLC, like that intrigued me. I was like, I might go back on it because I can just play as Aiden Pierce again. Because otherwise you're trying to find a role, because it was random characters, but you also had like random classes essentially with it. So
when it always online?
I'm not sure about Legion. Wasn't the first one?
So
was
you can get like hacked by random people, and that's just irritating if you're not.
Yeah, that's
the
play like that. The first 2 are that. The third one, not so much. There's a lot more
Gotcha.
single player. I think they listen to people with that request because it's a pain in the ass. You can turn it off in the old ones, but you don't get many good rewards for turning it off. You get punished almost for turning it off. But
yeah,
I think that's okay. But Animal Well, we're both excited for that one. I've just looked at all the screenshots for it. It does look good.
I was a bit shocked at the Metacritic on that. That is amazing. So I'm so excited to play that. I've got to get my my editing hat on, get Tunic done, and then I'm probably gonna not gonna reveal it yet, but the project I'm working on for the new series, that's gonna go to one side, and I might blitz Animal Well if it's a fast platinum, and maybe get that one out as well. Get 2 videos out in a week if I can.
Well, let's just have a quick. I'm just gonna have a quick look and see what the platinum is like on it.
Yeah, I saw someone had it, but it was an early reviewer. I'm guessing because they had it 5 days early or so.
Yeah, I mean, so far
I don't think it's too bad. I think it's going to be one of those games where if you follow a guide, it could be a couple hours.
There is not many trophies.
Yeah, it's like find all the Easter eggs.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's literally leave the well, find a new way to get around, pop 1,000 bubbles, get crushed by a chinchilla, light all the candles, find XYZ, find Easter eggs, find secret eggs, find a map. It's play the game and you'll get a platinum most likely. It seems really achievable.
And that's also a good selling point as well. Like people are going to play it to get the platinum. Like without caring about the game, but I think everyone's going to enjoy it anyway. It looks great, and I think if you pay attention to indie games or you like all that, I think there's going to be a lot of love in that game. It's like how I'd make a game when I was building a game and putting little Easter eggs in. It's like one of the most fun things to do.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I've just had a look at the settlers as well for that platinum, and it looks extremely difficult. You have to win hardcore missions, play ranked matches online with your settlements, destroy a very large number. Obviously, I don't know if it is a large number in the game, but it's 500,000 goods in PvP. I don't know if that's a lot, but it looks a lot because it's a gold trophy.
Yeah, sounds a lot.
Yeah, those sort of games normally aren't fun to platinum. They're kind of tedious and a grind. Once you've done all the basic resource grinding and building your thing, you'll get probably like a quarter of the trophies just from playing the game fun. But then if you want the rest, it's going to be a bitch to do.
Yeah, no, it'll just be one of those. You play it for a bit, get a couple % on your trophy list, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you're bothered about that or not, but...
Yeah. Well, most people are nowadays. Or in our niche, they are. So, 35 games are leaving PlayStation in May. Some... don't care about. Some are actually like, oh, that's a shame. What are some of the ones that have caught your eye straight away?
Horizon Zero Dawn leaving.
Yeah,
it's almost like a shocker because they're selling it so cheaply now. So like it's almost like what's the point? But obviously they see all the stats. Maybe people aren't downloading it anymore, so they feel like there's no point. I don't really know. I don't know how it works, but that is a bit of a shocker, and I'm not sure I want to fork out even a small amount for it because I was thinking of doing it on the channel at some point because we've got the DLC video but no full game. But yeah, that one and all the Final Fantasy games. I mean, yeah, there's a few, and I mean they could make a bit more money by taking some off, but it is weird to take a batch of them off. I don't really understand that decision.
Not all of them are obviously on extra either. 2 of them are on premium. No, 3 of them are on premium.
Oh, okay.
But you've got World of Final Fantasy is coming off, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 Remastered, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 10 HD, 10-2 HD, 12 The Zodiac Age, and 15. So it is a lot.
Yeah, so 15, obviously that's newish, a few years old, right? Like that's I get that one. It's been there for ages. But the older ones, especially on what was it, PS, is it premium?
Yes, yeah, Final Fantasy 7
because
and
you're
8,
paying
9.
like a ridiculous amount of money as well for all these extra games. So I think that's a bit I don't know. You shouldn't really be taken away from the classics catalog.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get how it works. Whether they have like a limited amount they can actually upload to it, and that's why they're giving and taking. But 35 removing for 3 giving seems a bit bullshit.
And they're good games. Like there's
good games.
Obviously there's a few that I know you don't care for. Like I said, Abzu. I think that's quite a good little indie game.
It's good for trophy hunters.
Say again.
It's good for trophy hunters. It's a very easy platinum, isn't it?
Yeah, so. It's like a collectible. Go for that. Yeah.
there's a few.
Played on Steam.
The Darksiders ones intrigues me as well. All the Darksiders games are being taken off. All 4.
Yeah, that's weird, but it's not. Darksiders is kind of a dying series. They messed up with the 3rd game, and apparently it's like a top-down game like Diablo or something. Apparently that's quite good, but they've just completely changed the format.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't really affect me much. I don't.
Yeah, a lot of them don't.
I just don't see them being. Yeah, I don't know. Not big, not too fast, but there is a good one. I'd be interested to know the reason why you're taking off a whole series.
Again, might be what you said earlier. With they might just not be downloading it. It might be that simple.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are going to bring out a new game that I don't know about, and then that might make people buy the previous games, and it's just a way to maybe make some more money, and especially like maybe this developer needs the money, otherwise they're going to close down. Like so many studios are closing down recently, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not good.
Crazy.
But yeah, they are taking off a couple motorsport games. One of my favorite ones as well, Wreckfest, is coming off. So if you that one, like, oh really? Like that's one everyone should enjoy. Like that's one I thought was a perfect extra game. It's just demolition. You get praised for destroying. it's like a controlled
I know
burnout. Yeah,
it's a shame. Like there's just a few good ones. I get it if it's a few indie games that no one's heard of, like whatever. But
yeah, there's definitely those.
Yeah,
my friend.
I think the only one that's actually affecting me would be Horizon, because I was thinking of doing that for the channel soonish, or like this year.
That's all right. I have that for you. That's fine.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
yeah.
My
friend Pedro hurts me. I own that one, but that if you're working on that, that's not an easy platinum to do. Like a lot of these aren't like a quick jobby. So when you get notified that these are leaving, and say you're halfway through my friend Pedro and you're a trophy hunter, that means you've got to put that absolute foot down to get that finished. And that's like you've got to S rank the whole game. They're the only
you tried it, didn't you?
Yeah, I need 2 trophies on it, and I can't do it.
Wow.
I'm not good enough. I cannot do it. I've tried for many hours.
With 100 hours of practice, you might be able to do it.
I think I've got about 45 hours on it. You can complete the game in about 6 hours.
55 more hours to go.
Yeah. I managed to. I think I've S ranked like 4 levels, something like that. And then I got to like the 5th level, and I aced it, absolutely aced it. And I was like 15 seconds off the pace you need. And I was like, I'm never going to do it. And it was like the most perfect run that took like a whole day to master. And I was still so far off. I was like, it's not worth it for me.
Yeah.
But anyone that can do it. Yeah. They got This Is the Police. I always see those games. I don't know what they are. They've got 2 of them. Monster Jam, Steel Titans 2. Like a lot of these, I don't think people really give a shit about, which might be why they're leaving. Because I don't know anyone that's like, oh, I can't wait to go home and play, The Messenger or Sundered Eldritch Edition or, Mini. There's just so many random games.
Of a lot of these, but just never, I could never be bothered to play them. There's better stuff out there, unfortunately.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm having a look at the catalogue now.
Was
it Monster Jam they were getting rid of?
Monster Jam. Yeah, Monster Jam.
Oh, it's Monster Truck game.
That's pretty cool. I was going to say, games leaving the PlayStation Extra from April was like, they had some good ones on that as well, but it's like 50-50 good and bad. Like they put the video I did on Ghostbusters, that video game, the remastered one, that's off now. Oh. So that's how I played it. I played it through that. They've got 2 fishing games that went off. Chicken Police Paint It Red. Like I think a lot of shovelware. is off of it, but Soul Calibur 6 was on. That's now off. So,
oh wow,
yeah, exactly. It's just, but gaming. What was it? Below is a list of 14 games set to leave PS Plus in April. Yeah, so Sifu was meant there as well. F123, Hello Neighbor, they were being put onto it, weren't they? So
that was good. Sifu and
yeah,
Hello
so
Neighbor are big games.
and even Formula One, like the Formula One games are really top quality by Codemasters. They're not for the faint heart anymore.
Yeah, they're good games, but it's just very niche, isn't it?
Yeah, like if you think about, they only put 3 games on this month, whereas for March they did. This is off the top of my head now. I should get a list together. They put Midnight Suns on there. They put Dragon Ball Z Kakarot on there.
Amazing.
They put Blood Bowl 3 on there. Resi 3, the remake, that was on there.
They're really good.
There was loads. DC Supervillains, the Lego game. NBA 2K24 was on there. Oh, here we go. I've got it now. Mystic Pillars Remastered and Super Neptunia RPG. And then for premium, they put Jak and Daxter on there. God Eater Burst, Cool Borders. Cool Borders, the PS1 game, that snowboarding game, which is hilarious. And
that sounds like
the
a
Phoenix
great
Wright games. Yeah, and the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. Like,
yeah,
that's a month to get excited about. The March one.
That's a month.
That's a month. Whereas this month, I just feel like they're ripping them all off for something for next month, is what I imagine. Next month, you're probably going to see 10 games. I
feel like with the catalogue, they can still just add some randomly this month, maybe. If I feel so. Like it's not like the essential games you're getting the same time every month. Think the catalogue can be mishmashed whenever they feel like it.
Yeah,
but I might be wrong, but yeah, I've seen some news pop up like, oh, this is coming to it like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So you never know. Or they might, like you said, they're preparing to do some mega games next month.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we're going to release a game at the end of each podcast that will be worked on in the next week, 2 weeks, in the month, or we're just planning to do, so everyone can get excited about it. Let us know if you want a game done. We can mention it, talk about it, see if we actually want to do it, because you get a lot of requests for Dark Souls, and with respect, fuck that. So
unless you're buying it.
Unless you're buying it for me, yeah. I don't want to touch Dark Souls when there's much more fun platinums to do. I'm not up for hard. It's up for creative and just fun content. It's not necessarily the most challenging. If you want to see those, there's plenty of challenges.
We've never advertised ourselves as being like a hard platinum channel. We're just there to play what we want, have fun, and make entertaining videos out of it. Because you get the occasional comment about games like, this isn't even hard. It's like,
no one claimed it was. Yeah. No one claimed it was.
No, I just had a fun time.
That is something someone messaged me about actually for a podcast idea, is going through funny bad comments and discussing them on a podcast, because I think that'd be actually really hilarious.
That's a really good idea. I mean,
yeah,
as long as we kind of like
idiot of the week.
We're
gonna bash him. Yeah, don't make a stupid fucking comment. But yeah, so you've already said you're going to be doing or have processed Tunic, and that'll be your game.
That was on a whim as well, a bit like with Dave the Diver. So I'm working on something bigger. Obviously, but Tunic came out, and I realized you can do the platinum in like 3 hours. So I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Get that video out while it's on PS Plus, and people will want to be looking for that video. And then probably the video I'm working on, and then Animal Well. Yeah. If it's short anyway. I've got a few games I'm working on at the same time, but Tunic will be next video. Might even be done today.
That'd be impressive if it is.
Depends how I might just not sleep.
And then for me, which the game's already been done, it's now in the process of editing. I did put a teaser that was very lovely, drawn from one of our patrons, Jordan.
Can you bring it up?
I can bring it up.
Yeah.
I can bring it up. We'll get it some airtime.
Yeah.
So this is the teaser, and we did have some guesses, to be fair, about what it is. There it is. So this is the teaser.
Fuck off, Spider-Man.
It didn't zoom in very well, but there you go. Yeah. So clearly it's a Spider-Man game. A lot of people guessed you should try It Takes Two. Yeah, not doing that. Yeah, I really like the spider's one wonky leg. It's one of those imperfections is perfections.
That's a great comment. That's a fantastic comment.
It is.
Yeah.
What Marco's just commented. What good drawing, but is it Spider-Man 2 from the GOAT or Rene Rivera? So it's actually Edge of Time. So it's not any new Spider-Man. It's my favorite.
It doesn't give a clue to that at all.
No, there's no clue. I didn't draw it, so it's fine. It's not my problem. Yeah, it is Spider-Man.
Mr. Jordan drew it.
Mr. Jordan drew it. So if you want him to leak any more, you can request his drawings.
He's now a moderator in our Discord server. Big part of the channel now.
So this bald henchman who looks like a Thum from Spy Kids, in my opinion, if you remember those.
He looks like Sandman. I swear Sandman wears like a green top.
Like, this is what I imagine. It looks like it's that kind of vibe of just like no hands.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that's what he drew. He drew Spider-Man telling the Thum to fuck off. So, but yeah, it's Spider-Man Edge of Time on PS3 because that's my favorite Spider-Man game of all time, and it's very, very rare now. Very expensive.
Spider-Man 2099.
And it's 2099, who's the best Spider-Man in my opinion. So that game is done. Video is being edited, so that'll be on the channel soon.
We've got, obviously, the podcast has begun, and we'll be getting, obviously this is our intro, and then we've got a new series starting that I'm working on, which I'm very interested to see how people will react to that. If people are going to want to watch it, if it's going to get a couple thousand views and flop, which means I'll put it on the back burner. But I'm really excited because I'm getting to play some of my favorite games ever. And what I've done is fairly unique. I think a few people have done it in the past, but I don't know if it's to this standard. But
it's definitely not to that standard.
Yeah,
a few people have done it in the past, and they know who they are. I won't shout who, because people might go on their channel and check it out, and then they'll get a spoil. Because it's pretty obvious, because it's a very, very unique idea.
Well, it's an idea that's been done for a while, but just not in this format. So, without giving too much away, it's in our style, but it's an idea that's rarely been done, and hopefully that will be out next week as soon as it's done. Really, we're not gonna stick to weekend releases anymore. We're just gonna release things when we can and just keep the engine going. So, yeah,
perfect. Well, this is a good first episode on the podcast. The next ones should have different people on. We're going to get guests. I've got yeses from a few people, a few content creators as well have already said yes. So people you might recognize will be popping up and chatting. And then obviously Patreons, community people, anyone like that. We're all just going to chat gaming and have fun. So thank you all for listening and watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
You